Once the revolution's coming in a kiss. What is the revolution? Rebel girl, you are the queen of my world. Rebel girl, I know I wanna take you home. I wanna try on your clothes on. That girl thinks she's the queen of the neighborhood. I got news for you. She is. They say she's a dyke, but I know she is my best friend. Yeah, rebel girl, you are the queen of my world. Rebel girl, I know I wanna take you home. I wanna try on your clothes. Looking like a sister, always your sister. Rebel girl, come and be my best friend. Really, rebel girl, I really like you. I really wanna be your best friend. Be my rebel girl.
MiamiRollerDerby.com, in conjunction with 247Miami.tv, is proud to present Rink, Rash Radio. 60 minutes of everything roller derby in the 305. Visit MiamiRollerDerby.com for more information on upcoming bouts and events. And now, Rink, Rash Radio.
Welcome to Rink, Rash Radio. I'm your host, Shakespeare. And we're from Miami's Vice City Rollers. In the studio today, we have a very special guest from Windy City Rollers, Cuban, Miss Elle.
Hello.
And we've also got her sister from Miami's Vice City Rollers, fresh meat skater, who I just learned Celia Bruise is the name. So keeping in line with that Cuban theme, we got Cuban, Miss Elle, and Celia Bruise. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And
So happy to be here.
We're so glad you were able to actually make it in the studio.
Yeah, I know.
Like, that's really exciting.
Really great timing.
Yeah, it just worked out perfect. We do actually have a game today. So we're going to be going to Daytona. We're playing Central Florida Derby Demons. Hence the game gear.
Best of luck.
So we're going to be after the show. We're going straight over and we're driving up to Daytona. So if you're listening in, you go to welovesfdd.com for tickets. They're playing at the Daytona Harley Davidson at 1637 North US Highway 1 in Ormond Beach, Florida. So check us out. It's the official start of our away season. We finished our home season. We won 3 games. We lost one against Central. So this is going to be the rematch. So it should be fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
Best of luck. That sounds like a great
Thank
game.
you. You actually just came from a game, right? Like
I did. Yes. Well, actually, we just had a scrimmage in Indiana with my travel team, Third Coast.
okay, and you're with the travel team Third Coast from Windy City.
Yeah.
And you also play for
A home team. So we've got home teams and travel teams on Windy City. I am co-captain of Third Coast for Windy City, and I skate for the Manic Attackers, which is one of the best home teams on Windy City.
the best, of course. Now, how many home teams do you guys have? What's the structure? Yeah, 4 home teams.
We have the Fury. We have the Hells Bells, who just won our Ivy King Cup championship. So in the winter / beginning of spring, we have home season, and it sort of ramps up to a championship game. We named it Ivy King Cup after Ivy King, Ivy, who is a old school skater from the 30s. She actually got to go see us play when we started the league and started the first championships.
She's from Chicago?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's amazing.
Really cool.
It's totally amazing, and blows my mind to see these pictures of her with our skaters.
Playing on a bank track, I'm assuming?
No, flat.
No,
well,
really?
She played bank, yeah.
Okay, she played bank,
yeah,
in the 1930s, right? Yeah, that's amazing.
Well, actually, roller derby started in Chicago.
Really?
Yeah, it started in Chicago. Actually, roller skates were invented in Chicago.
Wow.
Yeah,
Look,
so
fun fact of the day. Roller skates were invented in Chicago.
Deep history in Chicago with roller derby, with roller skating. Sorry, tangents. So 4 home teams. Gonna rewind that there. The Fury.
Okay.
Las Furiosas, they call
Las Furiosas. I couldn't even say that, and I speak Spanish.
I was gonna say
Furiosas.
Yeah.
Able to get that.
No, they've got like that gangster theme going on.
Oh, cool.
And then we've also got the double
Chicago.
crossers, very
Okay.
like ninja.
The double crossers?
Yeah, the double crossers, very serious team. We got the Hells Bells, who just won championships. undefeated, so they did great. And we got the Manics, best team, Manic Attackers.
So you guys play against each other?
Yeah, we play against each other. What's great about home team season is that we all know each other. We all know who we're playing against.
Right.
It's fun to be able to play against your friends. You're able to laugh about it afterwards,
Right.
and it feels very relaxing.
Now, do you do like
great.
the whole themed bout thing when you're playing with each other, or?
We've had like general bout themes, like Veterans Night, where like we invite older skaters that have retired.
That's pretty cool.
We don't really have like Star Wars themed or anything like that. Right. That would be awesome though. Doing that.
Rink?
That'd be pretty amazing. I mean, like something I totally want to pitch to them. That'd be amazing.
I mean, I mentioned that just because we've seen it a lot here at some of the teams in Florida, like Deadly Rival, I think, does it, or they have like pirate theme.
I love that.
Well, like the scrimmage that's going on in the Ocala Cannibals on the 31st is like Cowboys versus Aliens or something like that.
Yeah,
it's
like
cool.
it's
like
fun. It still brings that whole like fun aspect of Derby
that.
while still being competitive, which I think.
And works his children's birthday parties. So think about that, ladies.
Yeah, right.
Whatever little kids are doing. I mean, not that I want to say like Frozen night out on the track. I don't think that would work.
Oh gosh,
but no,
that'd be so funny.
It might.
But then again,
Disney characters like
see, it just
it
kind of
could be like Pixar versus DreamWorks.
you go to the skate shop,
There
you
you
go to
go.
Party
Don't
City.
do that. I can't choose.
See, just stir in the pot. That's what producers do.
We are having kind of like not really a themed bout, but we are having about next month on June 13th. It's called Crosstown Smackdown. It's our first ever time playing against two other big, awesome Chicago roller derby teams. We got a lot of teams in Chicago.
Mhm.
One of the other great older teams there is called the Chicago Outfit.
Okay.
Named after
That's a really cool name.
Yeah, it's a great name.
Yeah.
So we're playing against them. Our All-Stars are playing against them on June 13th. First time they've ever played against each other. It's going to be a great game. Everyone's really excited about it in Chicago. And then
You're calling it the Crosstown Smackdown?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's going to be great. It's going to be a blast. I'm really excited. Everyone in roller derby.
So what's the Chicago scene? Is it pretty big?
It's big. It's massive.
Because you guys have one of like the major teams in WFTA.
Our league alone, like I might be totally off with this number, has maybe like 120 people, including volunteers and refs. Like we're a really big league. There's a lot of people. It's great. Like there's a really big sense of community with us.
Mhm.
There's the Chicago Outfit, which is like a different team, a little smaller, but just as awesome. Then there's the Chicago Bruise Brothers, which is, Merb.
I love
Murphy
that.
team.
Bruise Brothers.
And then we've got USARs. You guys know USARs?
Yeah. Mhm.
We've got the Red Hots. And then we've got like Chicagoland area, aka the suburbs teams. So there's like DuPage, Derby.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I think Jackie Daniels was working with them. She said.
Yeah.
Which you've actually gotten to be trained by Jackie Daniels.
Yeah, she's really awesome.
Oh my God.
She's really sweet.
She made me cry.
She was on the show.
Yeah, I actually watched that episode.
Hey,
oh, cool.
thank you.
What'd you think?
You and
That
my
was
mom.
great. That was awesome.
Hey, mine too.
She's a really awesome person.
She's
amazing.
amazing. And just like, with just talking to her, it just like blew my mind, like the amazing advice and insight that she has into the sport, into the league, and, just in the game of Derby itself.
Yeah. We were all really sad to see her go, but.
But she's kicking butt.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. She's living the dream.
That's awesome. Awesome. So you have the suburb teams, which are in the Chicagoland area.
Yeah, they're a bit smaller.
Okay.
Like.
So there's lots of Derby to be had.
Yeah. I want to say Windy City is definitely, out of all the leagues in Chicago, the more like, from my perception, I would say like more serious, definitely bigger for sure.
Right.
Right now we're expanding our fresh meat program, which is really helping us grow even further.
Yeah. Well, she's nodding her head because she's the training director now for the fresh meat.
Nice. Yes. No, I coach. So our fresh meat program they have a team name. It's Haymarket Riders. I'm their coach. I have a co-coach. Her name's Shake and Bake.
Shake and Bake. I love it. It's because I'm shaking it. Mostly.
And right now we just expanded from 20 Haymarket Riders to 40, like almost 40.
Doubled the team.
Doubled.
Wow.
It's been amazing. So
I don't,
it's awesome. We have the girls practice every Wednesday and Sunday, and it's like tiered practices. So the level ones start off, and then there's a certain point in the night where 2s show up, and then the 1s drop, and then the 3 show up. So it's like on a scale of 1 to 3.
Mhm.
But like we encourage the girls in our program to kind of, you know, stay at the level where they feel comfortable. We don't want to like push anyone too hard. We want it to take it as slow as they need to be able to grow at their own pace. And,
Right.
you know, so they go fast, like then, yeah, they can go up to 3. And that's when we have them do scrimmages and stuff like that.
Now, speaking of fresh meat,
Mm-hmm.
you have a fresh meat skater right next to you.
Yes, I do.
Your sister, who she mentioned you got her into derby.
Yes, I did. Oh my gosh.
She's my roller derby role model.
So tell me about that story. Like, how did you get into derby and how did you rope her into it?
Let's see. So I moved to Chicago almost 2 years ago from Austin, Texas, where I actually didn't do derby there. I always get asked that because like they're so
Because Austin, Texas.
Yeah, 'cause Austin, Texas, right? It's funny because like I didn't even like know about roller derby there.
Wow.
Yeah, like I was so removed from that world.
Yeah.
Then came to Chicago. I didn't know anyone here. I was like, I don't know, lonely.
Yeah.
I didn't have any friends or family. So
Mhm.
I felt like a sense of freedom,
Mhm.
living on my own, living away from everyone, starting a new job, new life.
Big
So-
responsibility that comes with that freedom too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I ended up taking a bunch of random classes and things.
Yes. Tell me the random classes that you
Yes.
took, because amazing.
So there's a website called dabble.co and like you can sign up for one-off classes. I took a calligraphy class. I forgot to tell you this, took a sword making class.
Sword
yes.
making.
So it's like it's actually really hard. It's really hard.
Zombie apocalypse. You're a good gal to have around.
Wait,
Yes.
wait. There's more.
Yes, zombie apocalypse class, which my friend
You actually took that.
yeah, actually became friends with the guy who taught the class too. So
Of
like I'm
course.
set. I know where to go now. That was fun. That was a great class. Knife throwing.
Knife
Japanese.
She's set.
Yeah, I'm set.
Crowning 101.
yeah, right.
Gilligan's Island.
No, and then I found this program called Derby Light. Have you guys, is there a Derby Light here in Miami?
I've heard of it, but I don't know
It's
if
good
it's
that you've
down
heard of
here.
it. So it's like big in Chicago. There's like several locations there, and I found that. Bought my first pair of skates like on Amazon. They were 2 sizes too big.
Oh my
it
god.
was bad. Like it was tough, but it was good. I didn't really know how to skate then. Like I did a little rollerblading when I was a kid, like maybe twice.
Right.
And
Right.
that's how I got started. I found out about Derby Light and led me to
Took a
where I am
roller
now.
derby 101 class.
Yeah, no hitting. It was like kind of like pushing kind of stuff.
Well, stay tuned. Hold that thought because we do have more coming up. And we're really, really excited to get the backstory and how, Celia Bruise got into the picture. So stay tuned for more Cuban Miss Elle from Windy City Rollers on Rink Rash Radio.
By skaters, for skaters. You're listening to Rink Rash Radio on 247miami.tv.
Welcome back to Rink Rash Radio. If you're just joining us, we're talking with Cuban Miss Elle from Windy City Rollers.
Hello.
And her sister from Miami's Vice City Rollers, Celia Bruce. and Cuban, we were just talking about how you joined Derby.
Yeah.
You know, which you found a class randomly in Chicago and, you know, got started, bought your first pair of skates.
Exactly.
And you started skating with
Derby Light. So
Okay.
Derby Light's it's like basically how to skate and roller derby 101, no contact, no hitting. We did probably guiding out kind of things. It was very
basic.
very basic. And then I had a couple friends there, like Magna Carter. I met her, and now she skates with me on Third Coast. And I found out she was trying out for Windy City. I was like, oh, I was nervous for myself.
Yeah.
I ended up doing it. I ended up making Windy City. Back then, when I tried out, there was more requirements. You had to meet the minimum standards. It was brutal. It was really brutal, the tryouts. I remember the interview portion of the tryouts.
They have an interview portion.
Yes, where they used to. Now we don't do
It
that
was like,
anymore.
tell me this.
So Sunday, just be aware, I will be interviewing all the fresh meat to make sure that you can continue.
No, they had us
I
sitting
should
on a
press my
stool,
suit, right?
and they had 8 of the vets, of people that were awesome, sit around you and kind of judge you, and
That sounds horrible.
it was
Super intimidating.
No, it was
So you want to do roller derby?
yeah, right. No, it was really they're just checking to make sure you really want it. You were passionate, and I appreciate that they did that, because I don't think I would have taken being a freshman as seriously had they not been we want to make sure that you're going to be freaking into this, you know?
Would you take a bullet for your jammer?
Yeah.
She is a jammer. So no.
So yeah, that's how it used to be. Now it's we've lowered that to allow to be more inclusive to everyone, to build our team, to build our database, and just build more camaraderie.
So at what point did you tell Celia about?
When did you find out? When did I tell you? Did you? How did that
Yeah,
happen?
how did you hear about it?
From your
Basically, she
perspective.
had started getting me into it by saying how she was meeting new friends. Sorry.
Yeah.
New people
Don't be afraid of the microphone. It's your friend.
from roller derby. So I thought that was pretty neat, and I was like, maybe I should check that out down here. And I was waiting for the orientation, the fresh meet orientation, and that was in January.
Yeah,
Late
the open
January.
house.
Yeah, I went there.
We went skating the
Oh,
last
yeah.
time we were in Chicago.
This
I
is
took her out
New Year's.
to Orbit, which is this awesome, really big roller rink in Chicago. And we went skating there. I didn't realize it'd be packed.
It was really scary for me.
packed.
It was really bad. I held on to the wall the entire time,
And then they
only
did,
laughed at once.
And then they did when you go to roller rinks, they have themed moments where
They had a
it's
speed
backward
skate.
speed skating, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding
And
me.
I'm halfway through holding onto the wall, and the guy was trying to hurry me. I'm like, no, I don't want you to push me. I'm gonna do it by myself with the wall and the wall. But now she saw me yesterday skating for the first time, and I've
Big
improved lots.
difference. I'm so proud of
I
her.
cannot hold on to walls now.
That's
cool.
I was showing her how to do swizzles. You know, you bring your feet in and out.
Oh, we call those eggshells.
Oh, I love that. I love finding out the different terms
Yeah.
for things.
Yeah.
It's so interesting.
Derby,
I know, it's
regional derby slang.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Yeah.
not even that regional, because I remember we were telling Key West, and we were she was like, yeah. So what you want to do is this, that, and the other. And I was like, so a cube. Okay.
Got it.
Got
I
it.
never heard cube before when we were
Yeah,
talking.
when we were talking
Yeah.
outside. What did you guys call it?
The Victorian brace.
The Victorian brace. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really interesting how different teams
I
call
like
it different
that.
things.
There
Like,
needs
what
to
do
be
you-
an urban dictionary for roller
That
derby.
would be so
Yeah.
cool. We need to start a website.
Let's do it. Shark Tank.
So what do you guys call when you hold a player back? To
Bracing. When
No,
No, no.
when you trapped another
yeah,
player.
there you go. when you're trapping somebody behind up
Like an opposing
blocker to create the pack in the back.
I call it mousetrap.
We call it, oh my gosh, I'm blanking. We call it
goading.
Goading, yes,
Okay.
goading.
Okay, so goading,
goading.
come.
So,
or fishing. I think
Fishing,
Wow.
trapping.
I love it.
I think we just use the fishing because Miami.
Oh,
is
that's
it?
appropriate.
Makes
We
sense.
use goading because there's goats all over
It's a
Chicago.
popular theme in South Florida.
So actually, I did want to bring this up because I thought it was cool. You launched a social media frenzy, so to speak, where you tag somebody and yeah. Why don't you tell me?
I didn't launch that.
Okay, well somebody did. I
Well,
just heard it from you.
it was sent to me by Shades 50.
Okay.
And she texted me and she was like, can you do this please? And I'm like, already done. So basically we're doing this thing of why you do derby. Like, what is it about derby that you do derby for? So we were asking, and basically it was like, why you do derby, and then you tag some people. And I wanted to see how far it would get.
Yeah, and it got pretty far.
Nice.
I think it might still be going somewhere, at some
Somewhere.
point, somebody's profiles. So basically, it's like tag this person. I derby because it makes me feel confident and empowered, and I meet amazing amount of people, like really cool people in my life. And then tag another person and another person. Why do you derby? And then it kind of just continues and going on. So if after the show, if you'd like to post that up on your Facebook, I think it would be cool to kind of see what some of the responses that come back. So the question that I'm posing is, why do you derby? Why do you, love this sport?
I think what definitely has brought me into it and kept me here would be how it's affected my confidence, my attitude, especially at work. I work in advertising on the creative side of it. So it's pretty male dominated. Only 3% of creative directors are female. So it's pretty tough. I work in a team of 100 people, and there's probably 5 women there. They're all really tough women. I noticed when I started working there 2 years ago, it's like, oh, I gotta get really tough. And roller derby helped me with that, helped me get a thicker skin. So I love that. Making friends, like I told Christina, is that sense of community. I know that these girls got my back, and I know that I got their back. And on the volunteering side of it, I want to say being an art director for the league has allowed me to push more design stuff outside of work, which is fun.
You get to have a lot of fun with it.
Exactly. I get to, pitch ideas, and it's less of a process to get something made through a smaller community, like a roller derby league, versus an ad agency where you have to have production costs
and approvals and
I actually kind of play with what you want to do as opposed to what the people are asking you for.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
So I work in marketing, and one of the coolest parts of my job is being able to apply what I learned in my marketing job to derby, because I'm oh, I get to play with Facebook boosted ads and stuff like that, and it's really, really cool to see what you learn, what you can apply. But you not only do you skate, you also coach.
I love it. Haymarket Riders, I coach them, the fresh meat team. It's not regular coaching. It's not coaching a travel team or a home team. It's coaching to what they need at the moment, and what they need at the moment is focusing on themselves, focusing on bettering their skills. Whereas when you're coaching a team, they need to focus on bettering themselves to better the team. You know what I'm saying? So
the mind shift, from being a skater is I got to work on me. Yeah. And then versus coaching is how do I create an environment, which is what you were talking about, where they can learn and grow. Exactly. And I think that's you now, and working with the with the training committee, that's probably one of the I would think it's one of the biggest shifts in in your perspective.
No, I definitely, because I've noticed I have to do that thing where I'm skating at practices and I'm like, oh, this is the fresh meat practice. I should probably look at the fresh meat instead of trying to figure out how to do it myself.
I definitely, I started with we have a learn to skate program over the summer. We run it twice during the summer, and it's basically a way to get girls on skates. We have rental skates that we lend out, loaner gear, things like that. And I started off there, and then I became a coach of a fresh meat team. So I started off there, and that's when I had that experience of well, I gotta stop, skating around. I gotta actually stop, relax, and look at these girls and give them my attention. Yeah, 'cause it's definitely easy to get in your head like that. And
especially because you want to grow.
Exactly.
You want to be a better skater.
The thing is as you teach others, you get better as a result.
And there it is. There it is. At being a guitar instructor and teaching radio, when you pass that torch, the basic knowledge, the fundamentals, it reinforces it in yourself and makes you better at whatever that is.
Exactly.
Because you learn more when you try and explain it to other people.
I feel like I've improved because of that, because of the Haymarket Riders. So I'm grateful to be their coach because of that.
Oh,
I love it.
Well, I do hope that your team is tuning in and listening to this amazing interview and hearing you talking about coaching them and what it takes. So I know that the team definitely shared it. So Windy City Rollers, this is Cuban Miss Elle from Windy City, and of course her sister Sailor Bruise. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. We've got more lined up, and with Windy City Rollers. And I don't know. I lost my cue.
It's okay.
It's gonna be a long morning.
He'll be back.
We'll be back for more.
Quads forever. You're listening to Rink Rash Radio on 247miami.tv.
Welcome back to Rink Rash Radio. If you're just joining us, we've been talking to Cuban Miss Elle from Windy City Rollers and her sister from Miami Vice City Rollers, Sailor Bruise. What's with the chop to the face?
It's like I'm framing my face a little.
Oh, okay.
Like how I do when I
It looked like you were gonna ninja chop somebody.
No,
I understood it immediately. It was like,
Oh, okay. See, that I would have, like, if you would have done this, and I would have seen that. But
I thought you were being a glam ninja.
That's what I was going
Glam
for.
ninja.
Thank you. That's exactly what I was trying to go for.
Well, anyways, Miami Vice City Rollers, we do have a game coming up. today, actually.
like in a few hours.
Like straight from the show, get your butt up here type of play. We're going to be playing against Central Florida Derby Demons. It's the official start of the away season. You can get tickets at welovesfdd.com. And I actually did want to bring this up, pre-bout rituals. So before a bout, so I was thinking about this with Anger. I was like, we should talk about pre-bout rituals because, of course, it's before the bout. And now it's like my pre-bout ritual involves doing the radio show. But but I did have some. Last night I got a new mouth guard.
Oh,
I know. I washed my gear.
I that's why I knew you washed your gear. So when you're like, I have a new mouth guard, I'm like, wow, you are just going to be shiny and new.
So I framed my little mouth guard or whatever. I got
just
my gear
to make
ready.
it clear, she was vile. Like she was like, yeah, I haven't washed my pads like ever.
Once in 2 years.
I'm sorry, once
in 2
Yeah.
years.
No,
Whoa.
I know
vile.
that's bad. It was really
So
bad.
gross.
So I washed my gear.
That's awesome.
And I watched some derby. And I think
Nice.
like that really helped me kind of get that mental
What'd you
game.
watch?
Texas Never. Of course.
This is the best game ever.
That's an awesome game.
So pre-bout rituals. What would
Let's
be
see. Well, for the Manics, so we just had our home team season. The Manics as a team has their own ritual.
Mhm.
So we
Tell me more.
So in our locker room, so we have our home season games at this place called UIC Pavilion. It's like a stadium, really cool place, love it. So we each have our own locker rooms, each team. So we'll have 2 bouts that night. So it's like all 4 teams are playing.
Mhm.
I don't know what the other teams do, but the Manics, we
Best team ever.
you guys know the song Shots? I think
Yes.
Shot.
we with all of our gear on,
Everybody.
we dance to that song and we take shots of like different sodas. Like if we play a team that the color is orange, we'll take like orange sodas. I love it. It's
That's
the
awesome.
best ritual. It really gets you pumped up, dancing around to that song.
Yeah, symbolic cannibalism. Mhm.
Yes.
Okay, all right, why
No,
not?
it's
No,
like-
no
no, but it,
judgment
like,
here. No
It,
judgment.
it pumps everybody up.
What I like about it is that it
eating the
shows
heart of
like
your enemies. Ancient peoples have been doing that forever.
exactly.
You being up in Chicago, that's the Algonquin territory.
Yeah.
right? There you go.
Right? No, it's like
Algonquin.
what I like is like it's very positive and it's very like it really gets you energized.
Right.
Doing that ritual with the team
And doing it together, obviously.
Yes.
Like it electrifies
I love it.
everybody.
Yeah.
That is really neat.
It's great. It's
So
really
what
fun.
else? What other pre-bout rituals might you?
Personally, I love watching bout footage.
Yeah.
I love watching.
What do you watch? Who are your favorite teams?
I mean, like, I hate to be that person that says this, but like, I really like watching Bonnie Thunders.
Don't be that skater.
Whispers the name like you can't say it out loud.
I mean,
You just can't say it.
You'll
like,
shatter glass.
I
if you
also
say
like-
that.
in a mirror.
I also like Lauren Much. Lauren Much. She's awesome.
Okay.
Really
Okay.
awesome jammers. I love watching jammers that are smart. I also love watching what's that Tumblr blog called where it's like gifts. You should be watching more roller derby.
Yes. I think it's called You Should Watch More Derby.
Yeah, watch
Something-
more derby.
Watch More Derby.
I
yeah,
just
something
I have
like
like a Pinterest
I like that one.
account for just roller derby.
that. Me too.
And it's like I pin the different gifts into different categories like jumping, juking.
Oh wow, you go
dancing.
that deep into
I
it.
really organize it so it's like if I want reference and I just want to like
Just
zone
focus
out,
on one thing.
I'll just look at a bunch of those gifts.
So what you're saying at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
you're
What you're saying
pinning
is they
Derby.
need to
Yeah.
find your Pinterest.
Where can we find you on Pinterest?
I'll send you guys the link.
Okay.
It's like I don't know. It's like a weird thing. It's like who uses Pinterest for like things other than like homemaking things, you know?
I show of hands, Pinterest, everybody.
Yes.
Oh, love me some
all
Pinterest.
Pinterest fans here.
For roller
Love me
derby.
some Pinterest.
You do Pinterest too?
I have a wife. She does the Pinterest, and there's been
You
several
reap the benefits.
awesome recipes that have come up from that.
Oh.
Yeah, so
I
I'm a big
think-
fan.
Yeah, I
Big
think
fan.
I exclusively find recipes from Pinterest, and that's pretty much the only thing I search for recipes. Because you
That's
see
the
the picture
standard.
and you're like, that
Yeah.
looks amazing, I want to make that.
But you've seen the ones where it's like the cookie of Cookie Monster or something like that, and then you see the
Yes.
picture that's on somebody obviously
Nailed
from
it.
a better home
Failed.
garden,
Yeah.
and the
Oh,
one
the
that you
real
try
one.
home it nailed
Fail
it.
blog.
Yeah.
And, it looks like somebody sneezed on it, but nailed it, got it.
Yeah, close enough.
It tastes the same.
I want to say for Third Coast, we have yet to set a ritual because we've yet to have our first game yet with this season.
Oh, okay. But you had your first scrimmage.
had a first scrimmage.
Okay.
It's awesome. They did great. I'm so proud of them. Me and Mitz Kitty Mittens, my
Kitty
co-captain.
Mittens.
Yeah.
That's cute.
She's awesome. She's like my rock in the league. Her and I were like planning out things like what's going to be our intro music, things like that. So we'll be playing
any
rituals.
ideas?
Not yet.
Okay.
I don't want anyone watching to know yet.
I was gonna say I don't think she
also partially because I don't know yet.
we were talking a little bit about what we
How about
wanted.
this one?
That's too slow.
Okay.
You gotta get them pumped up.
Got it.
Come on, George, get with the program here, man.
So do you have any like
Yeah.
Better.
There you go.
I like this.
So do you have any like individual things like you do even before you get like to the rink and start warming up and stuff like that?
I would say like before I even get to the rink for a bout.
Like at home, I guess is what you're saying.
At home?
I mean, I don't know.
Or like on the way, like I do
What do
stuff
you do?
My pre-bout ritual is much like my everyday morning ritual. I go to Starbucks and drink lots of
It's a
coffee.
requirement for her. Yes. Hence the Starbucks cups. So if Pinterest and Starbucks companies want to sponsor the show, this would be a good opportunity.
Starbucks. Every show.
Oh yeah, we got to give a big shout out to Famous Dave's Barbecue.
Yeah.
Of Doral. We were there last week. They're having their big grand opening this Monday, but they had a soft opening and they were giving away ribs. So I was able to get all the folks.
They
We
were
had
really
Bella
good.
Brawler from Wendy.
Bella Belligerent
Belligerent. That's it.
from Prairie Land Punishers.
Whatever. Land of Lincoln. Land of Lincoln.
Isn't that Chicago?
But we went up there and their manager was going around and filming people. So here's this big tall drink of water. That would be me. With 4 alpha females, that'd be you guys. And he comes up and throws a camera in our face.
I saw that.
See?
See? Wow, look at that.
So,
Yeah.
and there's Anger. She's sporting her Vice City Rollers t-shirt representing.
And I didn't realize he was filming, and I thought it was a picture. I stood there for like 20 minutes, and I was like, "Oh, he's doing video."
It doesn't matter. You got your shirt in the shot. That's what's important. So they're if you like ribs, I got to tell you, Famous Dave's Barbecue up in Doral. If they're looking to sponsor the team or the show or something like that, we'd love to have them on board.
Love to have you guys. The ribs were really good too.
Yes,
I
they
enjoyed
were.
how George was talking and all the ladies were like, nom, nom, nom.
I don't know if you noticed, but I kind of know a thing or two about
A little bit.
barbecue.
A little
Yeah.
bit.
I mean,
No, he was killing it.
everybody's
He was
got their
killing it.
favorite food. That's mine. If you only had one thing you could eat for the rest of your life, I would say barbecue.
Have you ever lived in Texas?
I have not, but I do a pretty mean Texas brisket myself. I mean, the best barbecue you're going to get in South Florida, all respect to Famous Dave's, is going to be found in my backyard.
There you go. There you go. Always better at home. For sure. But yeah, no, that was a shout out to Famous Dave's. Thank you for
So
putting
what
that
about
up.
you? What do you do?
I already said what I did. I wash my gear now.
Oh well, now.
I was
So that's a
saying-
new ritual.
And
Okay.
I watch in Derby. And
you watch
yeah,
the derbies?
oh my god, it was so
Did you
sexy.
get your nails done?
Yeah. No.
No.
No. Not this time. Maybe next time. Almost did.
I definitely watch bout footage, watch like GIFs. Sometimes I do yoga, like before I even head to
good
the
idea.
bout.
Yeah.
Like I'll just like stretch out, like
Meditate
those
a
hips.
little and
Yeah, it feels good,
Yeah, it
like
makes a big
relaxing
difference.
to mellow you out.
it's a good idea.
I get really nervous.
What
I get
about
really hyped.
what about for the away season though? Because like the away season, you're in the car like driving for so long.
We have yet to experience that. We kind of experienced that for when we drove out to our scrimmage on Tuesday to Indiana. It was actually, I was nervous sitting in the car, driving with my co-captain. I was nervous, like looking at the lines, like figuring out like, oh my gosh, like I know this is just a scrimmage, but like, should that person be with that person? Are they best together or should they go over here? And like, I was getting kind of nervous. But then once like chatting with my teammates in the car really calmed me down, and like listening to music was relaxing.
having fun with your team.
Yeah, it really helped a lot.
Force
bonding.
Yeah.
Had to bring that back.
All right. Well, we've got one more segment coming up with Cuban Miss Elle from Windy City Rollers and her sister Ciela Bruce. Now,
we go.
see, that's
Two-
more
two
appropriate.
hands.
That's more appropriate.
Glam Ninja.
So stay tuned for more Rink Rash Radio coming up.
Back to the show before the fresh meat gets rotten. You're listening to Rink Rash Radio on 247miami.tv.
Welcome back to Rink Rash Radio. If you're just tuning in, there's laughter because George's join right before this is tune back to the show before the fresh meat gets rotten. And we do have fresh meat in the studio.
I think you're still good.
She's smelling herself to see if she's
She's a little
rotten.
gamey.
But maybe start coming to practice, and then we can.
Oh,
I'm gonna
just
call you
called-
on live radio.
Just called you out.
Talk
Wow.
about sassy right there.
Wow. Yeah, that's it. That's your new training director, you know. So we wanted to talk about some derby gear, right? We'll start with something cool. Favorite skates, favorite accessories. What do you like? What do you skate on?
Rydell's.
Okay.
Rydell's. I skate with rival plates. Oh, sorry. Rydell's. Rival plates. I was like talking to you. Yeah.
The microphone
so
is your
focused
So
on
talk to me with the mic. There we go.
Let's see. I
What did you start off with?
start off with darts?
Okay.
Or
don't
I
even know what
think
those are.
even that's what all the freshmen use.
Okay.
Like everywhere is darts. I think I was a level below. Like I think I got the really cheapest skates, like even cheaper than darts, like really cheap skates I found on Amazon, as I was like, oh, I can buy them cheaper online. And I figured the sizing would be the same as women's shoes. I was totally off. My skates were like 2 sizes too big. I remember when I joined Whitney City, it was so bad and so difficult to skate with those skates that I had to wear like 2 pairs of socks. You know those like fluffy socks you only wear at home?
Yeah.
I would
The really
wear
thick
those to
ones?
skate. Yeah, the really thick
Wow.
ones. That was like the dumbest thing I've ever done. Yeah, no, that was seriously like the
So
dumbest
what
thing.
when you upgraded, what were you looking? What did you end up getting?
I ended up getting another pair of Rydell's, but like a more expensive, like the Lamborghini of Rydell's, basically.
Ooh.
That's the way Steve at Lombard Roller Rink in Chicago described it, like the Lamborghini of Rydell's. He was like, "You're skating with a
Hatchback.
yeah, exactly. You're skating with and
A
like
Geo Metro.
yeah.
Oh wow.
A PT Cruiser."
Hatchbacks are cool.
Thank you,
And,
Celia.
so it made a really big difference. Big difference. I love Rydell's.
Yeah.
My other gear, I guess, I skate with a hockey helmet, which it's starting to get more popular.
Yeah, I've seen it more and more.
It's definitely a thing with Windy City. It's getting up there.
What about the visor?
I skate with the visor.
You
Yeah,
skate
you'll
with the
see-
visor?
Yeah, you'll see that tomorrow. I skate with the visor. I want to say like there's probably like 2 or 3 other girls in our league that have the visor.
Yeah.
I know it's probably not common here in Miami because
No, I
y'all
don't
play
think I've seen it.
outside.
I actually, everyone keeps telling me I need to get one because since I'm so short, I get smacked in the face left and
Exactly.
right.
Yeah.
But I'm
After-
just
yeah.
like, but it's so hot and I already wear so much gear. I'm just like,
Listen,
After-
you're
yeah.
not short. You're small but fierce.
Yeah.
Small
Oh, George.
but fierce.
Though she
But I
be
get
but
tired.
Dynamite
face a
comes
lot.
in little tiny
well,
packages.
it's true.
though she be but little, she is fierce. William Shakespeare.
I was quoting Sanja from the Dresden
Well,
Files, but okay.
Yeah. I'm shakes. I gotta
Yeah,
throw
I get
I gotta
you.
throw
Okay,
Shakespeare.
Wilma.
You know, there's
What
no
does that
original
mean?
ideals after the bar. You kind of covered it all, but that's another show.
What do you skate on?
I have roller derby elite
Okay.
boots, which are like a new brand that's like up and coming, and Avanti plates.
Okay. See, I love to learn about this stuff because I am not a gearhead at all. Like, I don't think I've cleaned my bearings maybe twice.
Oh, makes a
Shame.
big difference. Well, you guys skate outdoors, so like that dirt
It's
gets
so
in there.
dirty.
You guys definitely gotta like have bearing cleaning parties, things like
They
that.
did have one recently.
Yeah,
A
it was-
skate maintenance party, actually.
I like that.
Yeah.
Any excuse to throw a party in South Florida.
Pretty much. Pretty much. We like to party. We actually have an anniversary coming up.
Nice.
It's the fourth season of Miami's Vice City Rollers.
Congratulations.
Yeah, so actually next weekend we're gonna be going to the beach and celebrating
Nice.
our
That sounds like fun.
birthday. So happy birthday to Miami's Vice City Rollers. So okay, I wanted to pick your brain on something.
Yes.
Jamming,
Jamming.
because we both Anger and I will most likely be jamming tonight.
Awesome.
Okay.
Good luck, guys.
Now we've learned that stop hiding yourself. That there's basically 2 types, so to speak, of jammers, right? There's a jammer that is very jukey and agile, which she would be more jukey and agile. And then there's the one like me who's more pushy, like just using their
Plow through.
just plow through.
I think it's important for y'all to be able to also mentally switch that too. Is like you've got to be jukey and agile, and she's got to be pushy. Especially now with how
That's
walls
what
are
I'm saying.
changing, like we were talking about before with the amoeba walls. It's like you've got to push through that. It's incredibly important to be able to build that strength, and you get that from like weightlifting.
That's what I got to work on. I got to work on my strength. You got to work on your
Agility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agility ladders on skates.
Okay.
Yeah.
We do.
I have a ladder at home.
Well, actually, like if you could tape it down, because you don't actually have like the actual string ladder and do that on skates, because then you'll trip up, get it caught on your wheels. But like if you tape down a ladder outside at the rink, that'd be great.
Yeah. Okay.
Or chalk.
Any other jamming tips? Like
let's
how do
see.
you when you're mental game, whether it's mental or
think
physical?
One thing that I'm constantly working on is instead of seeing the back of the pack, like the backs of the people, of the blockers on the opposing team, is seeing through the pack, seeing where I need to get,
like your path, as opposed to just what is there in front of you.
So that you have like a point of
getting
focus.
caught up. Sometimes I get caught up where it's like I got to get through these people, so the fastest way to get through them is right through them.
Yeah.
And really that's not always the case, and that's something I'm always working on, is being able to do that. Staying up 2-3 is something that I really push with all the jammers on third coast.
Staying low?
No, staying in. Oh, I'm sorry. So the lanes.
Oh, okay.
Like lane 1,
Gotcha.
2, 3, 4.
Okay. Yes. Yes, I agree with this completely, because I've seen people who overcommit to lanes 1 and 4, and then they get knocked out, and I'm like, oh,
We have that problem where it's like we've got, and I used to do this. Is like where you go laterally instead of moving forward. It's like you're like, I'm on 1, I'm gonna break through. Okay, this isn't working. I'm gonna go all the way to 4 now, and then
you kind of want to like quick jukes like back and forth in
Stay
lane 2 and 3.
You'll
and
be
push.
less likely to not be knocked out.
Exactly.
You'll be safer.
If anything, you just fall down, but then you get right back up. You don't have to worry about
Exactly.
coming behind anyone.
So
Building that strength.
staying in lane 2 and 3.
And also push, like when you do have to push, because you will definitely have to push up 2-3. It's pushing like you're pushing a car. That's one thing my captain on the Manic Attackers told me, Daft Spunk, is to push like you're pushing a car, get low, like really get low to the ground, dig into it, step with purpose.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah.
Step with purpose. Like I was watching some footage, and what I really noticed was, I think we were watching the Denver, Texas game, and number 5, I forget the name. Smarty. She used her foot to get around people. So she would like just use her foot to get in, like her foot in front of the other skater's foot, like around the corners. And that's how she was able to get around them. I was like, that makes so much sense, when you're actually like, because if you get your foot in front of them, like you're already halfway there.
Getting your hips.
Yeah.
That's like,
super.
You're clear after that.
Yeah. It's like, oh, my hips are here, and the rest of the body just has to follow.
And I got your point. Cool. So do you just primarily jam, or do you also?
Majority of the time,
Okay.
I do work on my blocking during practices and scrimmages like that, but my place on the team right now is just solo, just jamming for now. It was kind of like that on home season, except I definitely did more blocking, because you got to be well-rounded. You got to. And
I love to block. Blocking is just so much fun for me.
I love it, but I'm not that good at it.
I don't know.
I'm much better at being like the agile blocker, but like to like hold like someone who's like 6'5",
like Battlestar.
The support,
yeah.
Like she'd be like Battlestar,
Yeah.
who can turn around, she can communicate really well,
She
she
can
sees where
hold.
she can hold, she can brace, yeah.
And definitely like the more you block, the better you get at jamming, and vice versa.
No,
Makes a big
absolutely,
difference.
absolutely. I just like hitting people.
Do you guys do 45s? For like when you like sort of like
chopping.
Oh, yeah.
Or chomping, yeah, when you put
Like
your
Regional
feet in,
derby
you, like,
slang.
you plow and chomp with your feet. Yeah.
45s make sense because
Yes.
your feet are at a 45-degree angle.
Interesting.
That's really cool.
So we work on those 45s. I love doing 45s.
Yeah.
So that's like the blocking.
And like the 1 foot plow to kind of like really like
Yeah.
just dig in on one side or whatever. I'm usually better on one side rather than the
Right
other.
plows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My right plow is a lot easier. So my producer is telling me to make sure I mention we do have a bout today. And folks, we do have a bout today. We're playing against Cinchal, Florida Derby Demons in actually Ormond Beach, Florida. Daytona area. And so it is
Bruce Rossmeyer's Harley Davidson right off I-75, yeah?
See,
look at that.
Yes.
George, I'm so impressed.
he knows.
Not just a pretty face.
No.
There's a brain up here.
We love sfdd.com for tickets. And so we'll be actually straight from the show. We'll be driving up there and playing in the rematch bout against Central Florida Derby Demons. This is the second game that we are playing against them this season. So we played them last time at home and we lost. So now this is going to be our rematch. It's time. Yeah, it's time to step it up. You know?
So basically, I'm going to be in a car with you all the way up there as you plot to take them down with hits.
I'm just gonna watch more Derby. I think that's what I'm just gonna do. I'm just gonna watch more Derby, and really analyze and pick up some tips. And now I'm just glad I got to pick your brain.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll definitely talk more about the show. Anybody you want to give a shout out to while we're on the?
Oh my gosh, everyone. Oh no, I'm not
It can't be everyone. It can't be everyone.
Take out that list you're working on.
Oh, gee.
She has a list.
Everyone on Third Coast. Everyone on the league, basically.
I feel like she's been planning for the Academy Awards right now.
No, I'd have to thank my co-captain Kitty Mittens. I'd have to thank Daft Punk. I already mentioned those people. I'd have to thank June Gloom. I don't know why I'm thanking them.
I don't know why am I? Because you're awesome.
Because I mentioned the Academy
You
Awards.
won the Rink Rash Radio Award. There you go. That was Cuban Miss Elle from Windy City Rollers and Celia Bruce, her sister from Miami's Vice City Rollers. Thank you guys for joining us. That was Rink Rash Radio.